Hello everyone, Nadeem here with PC.Solutions.Net. I wanted to talk a little bit about wireless access points and wireless networks in general. I've had a few questions where customers have asked me, hey, instead of going with this enterprise grade wireless network, why don't we just go down to the store, pick up a couple of wireless access points and or wireless routers and just put them in, and they work great at my house, so why can't we do it at the office? So a couple of things. We've actually tested this scenario, so why can't we just get a consumer grade wireless access point, stick it in an office, and hope for the best? Including some access points from Google and those mesh networks and all these whiz bang words that these companies use. So here's the basic problem. If you have a wireless access point at home, it's a single wireless access point. Let's say you have a huge house where you need coverage in multiple areas, and you go with one of those mesh wireless access points where they will connect with each other and create a mesh around your house. And that's all fine, and it works great at for a home or a small a location where you have a small number of people connecting. The problem happens when you get up to a lot of people connecting to the network. So, for example, in a typical office, we see about 70 or 80 users connecting to the wireless network. Now, these are 70 to 80 devices. Now, this is an example of a very small, like 5 to 10 user office. You have about 70 to 80 devices. You don't have anywhere near that in a home. And that's the problem. These enterprise grade wireless access points, when you create a network, you can tune so many different characteristics of this network. You can control the power on the radios. You can control the frequencies. You have so much control over that. So if you have a neighboring business that is interfering with your Wi-Fi, you can change your frequencies and avoid that overflow or that interference. You can have wireless access points that will give you coverage for 70, 80, or even we have customers where they have a couple of hundred connected devices. There is no way the D-Links or the Linksys and these devices work with a couple of hundred devices connected to them. So, a while back, a customer admin contact actually approached me and says, hey, I'm not happy with our enterprise wireless access point setup that we have. Can we just yank that out and put just a home grade wireless access point because it works great at my house? So just to prove a point, we tested it. We had him go pick up the consumer grade wireless access point, install it in the office, and he found out very quickly that the reason the home wireless access point works so well is because there's so few users or devices connecting to it, and that's the big problem. So it's not something that these manufacturers have just made up, that enterprise grade wireless access points are different. That's why they cost a little more. That's why their configuration is more involved. It's because there is actually that feature set behind it. It gives you a lot of control because every environment is different. Um, Certain companies need to run at a certain frequency for a certain range. Certain other companies have so much interference they need to reduce their radio power. I mean, there's just so many variables, and that's why these enterprise grade wireless access points cost a little more than the consumer grade access point. So if you don't believe me, go and get a consumer grade wireless access point and try to put your entire office on that and see what happens. It will not work as great as it works at your house. It was, over the holidays, I was just thinking about this. I was like, I got to talk about this because people ask me. It doesn't happen very often. Most customers, they're like, okay, if you recommend it, we're going to run with it. We're going to do it. But then every now and then we get, some people who question that, well, why do we have to spend $200 as opposed to $40 on a wireless access point. There is a difference in the chips used in the components. The software, so down to the hardware level, the ASICs used in the enterprise grade wireless access points are built to a higher standard. That's why some of them they come with 3-year or even lifetime warranties. That's not possible on home grade wireless access points. So that's the thing. Then on top of that, throw this software which lets you control every aspect of this ASIC. That's the chip. And that software costs money to develop. So that's why enterprise grade wireless access point costs a little more than home grade wireless access points. The other part of the equation is how many access points can you connect together to create a mesh? Is it 5? Is it 10? Those enterprise grade wireless access points, I mean, we have I believe there's 180 WAP deployment at a resort up in the Conroe area. So 180 wireless access points connecting together and working as one big network across the entire campus. You can't do that with those consumer grade wireless access points. It doesn't matter if it's from Google or Apple or whatever. They just don't work. They're made to be easy to use. You just plug in a few wireless access points, they connect to each other, and they create a mesh. You start scaling to 100 or I mean, even 50 of those, not going to work. So that's it, guys. When deploying wireless network for your business, always choose the enterprise grade wireless access points, and your IT admins can make recommendations, what technology they use, what technology they're familiar with, or what they have good experience with. Besides that, hope everybody had a great holiday, and 2021 is already looking good. It's I think it's going to be a bang up year. So everybody have a great day, and be safe out there.